Hello and welcome to this presentation of IHSAA Boys Soccer on IndianaSRN. Tonight's matchup features the Knights of Lafayette Central Catholic and the Golden Eagles of Guerin Catholic. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Burtner Electric, your licensed and experienced electrician serving Central Indiana. IUPUI Sports Management, a lifetime of sports with a winning degree. Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 solution. And finally, Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Nothing runs like a deer. Hello everyone, Joey Lindstrom alongside Sean Kroll. Tonight's matchup features a couple of great squads that are getting ready for sectional time come next week. And Sean, these teams both in very different positions. Guerin has guaranteed themselves the bye week in sectional 26, and LCC comes off a loss against conference rival Benton Central. This could be a game that really has implications of, are you kind of sleepwalking going into sectional if you're Guerin, or are you just peaking at the right time if you're LCC?
I think this is a great test for Levi Tragesser and the coaching staff of LCC. New coaching staff, program that's kind of on the rise, going against a very well-schooled, ranked opponent in Guerin Catholic. It's going to give them an idea of where they're going to be barometer-wise as they head into sectional. For Guerin Catholic, it's senior night. You're playing someone in a lower class, but you want to win on senior night, so that's kind of important to them as well. As you know, we said sectional starts on Saturday. I don't think either squad is looking past this game at all for the reasons we just mentioned, but I think it's going to be an interesting game. We've seen how good Guerin Catholic is, especially in ball possession. That's going to be a struggle, I think, for the Knights tonight.
Lafayette Central Catholic's coach, you mentioned it, Coach Tragesser, he had a lot of great things to say about his squad when we talked to him earlier. And the main thing he mentioned is that we're young and we are just getting started. As far as our talent goes, we're pretty unlimited. We just have to clean up the mistakes. They dropped that game against Benton Central last night, and that's their only conference win is against Benton Central earlier in the year when they defeated them 10-1. And now you look at that loss last night. It was Benton Central's senior night. How do you bounce back against a really tough Guerin squad after a night where maybe you thought you had it in the bag, but it just turns out you didn't?
Well, I think it goes back to the Ted Lasso saying, have a memory like a goldfish, 10-second memory.
Oh, I like that.
You want to take it and you want to wash that one out of the way and understand you've got to come to play tonight, because this team, if you don't, you're gonna get boat raced and you're only going to play 20 minutes in the second half. So you've got to really focus. And like we said with the notes that we got from talking to Coach Tragesser, they've had some guys really step up, the Vince Maciases and the Christian Gallows that have really done well for them. But on the other side, you've got Obermiller and Susie who are just the gunners who do a great job of putting the ball in the net.
And for Guerin Catholic, it is senior night. 17 seniors go, and it's got to feel like now or never. If you're Guerin Catholic, there's such a true feeling on Coach McGrath's squad that this is their chance for a long run. You get the bye week in sectional 26, a tough sectional at that. You end up with Ritter to play on. It's hard not to focus on the future, but you have to focus on tonight. How are they improving over the year, just to basically as you've seen here, as we've had many of their games on SRN?
Well, they've struggled in a couple of games here towards the end, Cathedral and Carmel, but those are normally squads that are pretty good and in a higher class. So you take the good with the bad, but I think at the same time, you've got unfinished business if you're Guerin Catholic. You were highly ranked last year and you got knocked off. You know that you have taken on Cardinal Ritter, first game of the year, beat him 8-0. So I think that's really a game you don't want to overlook as well. And I think maybe that's one thing that Coach McGrath is saying. We got to treat this like it's Cardinal Ritter and say it's win or go home, because if we don't want to go home, so we've got to really start to focus now when it comes to sectional, which starts on Saturday, I believe.
Saturday is right.
Yeah.
Yes. I love the Ted Lasso reference.
Oh, thank you.
The Guerin Catholic offense led mainly by Aiden Susie, who we just heard over the loudspeaker deciding between IU or St. Louis University, and he's that midfielder that really sparks a lot of their offense, and especially when he moves the ball to his forward and fellow captain Keegan Perhax. They have to imagine that this is the type of game they want to have, where they're just controlling the ball throughout with the holding midfielders, creating opportunities for their wingers and their striker.
You know, I got the chance to see them against Brownsburg a little bit earlier in the season, and their ball control was unbelievable. Scored early, which allowed them to really take control of the tempo of the game, and I think that helped them to a 4-0 victory there.
So as the starting lineup goes, just want to take a second to review the sectional, Sean, if we will. LCC, the 1A Hoosier Conference, they're 5th behind Benton Central. They're in sectional 38. They drew Delphi for their opening round sectional playoff, and they play the winner of Carroll versus Faith Christian, both teams that they have played earlier in the year and both losses. That tough sectional has to be something that they have their mind on, and not only that, this will be a great litmus test for what they have to expect.
It will be for sure, and you know, again, I think it goes back to the fact of our tournament starts now. We got to make sure we're prepared and we're ready to put the hammer down, as they will try to tonight, and then again with Ritter in the first round of sectional play.
We're going to take a quick break here for the national anthem. You are watching the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles versus the Lafayette Central Catholic Knights on IndianaSRN.
Live lives of courage and conviction. We pray they might set and achieve a high standard of
What's the number one misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc. within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is, and that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in a library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School, home of the Golden Eagles. Joey Lindstrom alongside Sean Kroll getting started here at Guerin Catholic, finishing up the national anthem. Sean, I wanted to mention something, a quick hit that Coach Tregresser had for us, switching from a 4-4-2 formation to a 4-2-3-1, stacking the back with your center backs, your left backs, your right backs, what have you. The hope with two center defensive midfielders in that type of role is that they can build an attack better from the back. They can kind of control the middle, just like Guerin likes to do. And so how does it work that each of these teams might be able to show a different side of how they've been rolling?
Well, I think the big thing, too, one of the things he talked about, and it's going to be a key for them, is the time of possession. When we saw against Brownburg, Guerin Catholic dominated the ball control. And I think that's one thing, in a young coach like that, he's adjusting his game plan to the team that he's playing. It's like, okay, we'll see what you're doing. We're going to try and do the same thing and keep you out of that, which I think is a great strategy move on his part. I mean, at the same time, you look at the ages of these coaches, and I think if you add them up, they're younger than I am. But, Coach Tragesser is 21 years old, for crying out loud. So it's interesting, but I love the strategy move on his part to try and negate what they do well by doing the same thing.
Yep. It's the old I can maybe do it better than you can kind of idea.
Let me hold up the mirror and see how well this
fire
works.
With fire, yeah, exactly. Or like if we're keeping the Ted Lasso references, doesn't he say something about let's just do what the other team does and see what happens?
Yeah. I mean, what does LCC have to lose, really?
Right.
I mean, if you're the coach, going with that, say, hey, this is a ranked team. We're changing our formation. We're going to try something different. Hey, even if even if they get beat but that formation works, they know going into sectional, hey, maybe we found something we can really play with. We got the option to go either or when sectional time comes, and maybe they can knock somebody off.
And he mentioned, too, that changing all those positions, changing certain positions and moving guys around really gives them the kind of flexibility to say, hey, I actually might be better at this than I am at this, to your point. Guerin Catholic's getting ready to kick this one off. Brooks Ellery will get us started. Beg your pardon, that's actually Evan Miller. So Guerin Catholic sits atop the Circle City Conference at 5-0 in front of Roncalli 4-1, Brebeuf 3-2, and Heritage Christian, Covenant Christian, Chatard rounding out the bottom. And that conference is so competitive, and to be undefeated after a grueling season is just, that's another tip of the cap to Coach McGrath's squad.
Yeah, close game against Roncalli, 2-1, that won them the conference title. You see, they get the ball down deep early. One of the things that Coach Trafeger talked about was their corner kicks, and one of the things in Guerin's defense against Bremer, they didn't really do very well on the corner kicks. Set plays is what got them scores. So I'm interested to see how maybe that's changed on their end.
Those set pieces always important if you're in for your ball club. I think that's something that gets underutilized is not talked about enough is how much your set pieces impact the way that you can turn the momentum of a game.
I'm also interested to see after, through the senior night, seeing the giant wrap on Aiden Susi's thigh, how that affects him, because he's really their main striker and goal scorer.
Obermiller, tall as ever in that center back spot, pokes that one away on the deflection.
Again, ball possession is so key for this Guerin Catholic squad, and they're well schooled in it.
If there was a time of possession clock for soccer constantly tracked, I'm sure Guerin would hold an advantage.
100%.
Foul here. Gives a free kick here for Guerin Catholic, and Aiden Susi, senior midfielder, will set up to boot this one. Alongside Tommy Hartman. Good to see both these guys, and I think
just look at the size disadvantage. Besides Obermiller, I think it's going to be hard for Lafayette Central Catholic to get any kind of body position when Guerin's so much bigger than they are.
Susi sails that one over the top of the cage. I think you're right, and you don't often think about the size differential in soccer having such a large factor, but it has to. At least if you can have some kind of mental edge based on how big you are, that could certainly have an effect.
Especially on set pieces like we talked about. When you're coming out of that corner and you're looking to try and get a decent header, that size advantage makes a world of difference.
Ever physical game soccer,
yes.
Which I had never played growing up. I mean, besides, the co-ed 8-year-old kind of stuff, but that was it. And then I got placed into the other football.
I learned about soccer from students from Germany when I hosted them in high school. We became well schooled in the art of football on their end. And they took us to school for sure.
Evan Miller, the winger, trying to get that one moved. Headed up to Aiden Susi, top of the box, shot. That one gets saved. Beautiful work by the keeper, Francisco Escobedo Avila. And Avila, who not listed as the typical starter in between the sticks, gets the nod tonight and it makes an impressive save to begin the game.
Susi likes to set up right there at the top in the middle, and he just sets off a rocket. But nice save there by Avila. Here comes that set piece.
First one of the night. It does find its way to the back of the net. Avila, I don't think, saw where that ball's trajectory was headed, and that's a goal for Guerin Catholic off the boot of number 7, Peter Hall.
I don't even know if he touched it. I mean, the corner kick was so fantastic.
It was.
I don't even think he really had to do much to it, but he'll get the goal as they once again have to do their wonderful celebrations.
What a curvature. Absolute banana through the air. Followed up after this beautiful save from Avila.
Just over his head.
How does he how do you do? I don't even know how to. I can't even comprehend how to do that.
That was quite a nice English on the soccer ball from the corner there from Guerin Catholic.
Nothing you can do there if you're Lafayette Central Catholic either. So the Knights catch a bad break off the set piece from Guerin. Sean Kroll, you're a wizard. You predicted that set piece is going to be the most important part. So far it is.
And LCC have to be able to get some possession in their end of the field, in their zone. It's all been played down in Guerin Catholic's end, and that's not what you want.
Through ball up to Susie. Tries to get some space. That one gets blocked ahead. And the follow-up shot goes wide.
Percentages, you get that many chances, things are going to go well. So Avila has his work cut out for him tonight. The junior goalkeeper.
Jacob Weeks trying to push that one on the clear. He missed the start of the season with a concussion, a foot injury. Bad break for him at the beginning of the year, but he's been the anchor of the defense, makes some highlight plays. He's really executed some nice slide tackles this year, Weeks has. Lafayette Central Catholic is going to need him to try to defend the likes of Susie and Hartman and what have you.
And Susie's put together too, so he's not a guy you want to tangle with in the middle of the field, going for a loose ball.
And to have your top selections as IU or St. Louis, and he wants to go to school for dentistry according to the senior night dialogue. It's going to be a tough swing being an athlete and trying to go to dental school.
Only 5 seniors for this Lafayette Central Catholic squad. So they, like we said, they're very young and they're going to get some experience tonight for sure.
Yes, they are. Avila with the save, poking that one away. There's number 15, Billy Owens, fellow captain, and one of the 5 seniors you mentioned, Sean.
Makes me think of Syracuse basketball in the 90s.
His name?
Billy, yeah, they had
Billy Owens?
Billy Owens, yeah.
I'm not familiar with that name.
I know, you're younger, so that's okay.
No. What's that? Hey, I'm a sports history. I love it. Learn me.
Well, history is going to show that this game has been going to be played a lot in Guerin's end of the field.
That's right. Yep, I think so. I think Lafayette Central Catholic's strategy to shift formation is strong, in theory, but so far the execution in the first 6 or so minutes, it's just a lot. Guerin Catholic is a lot when you're trying to defend them.
I think the defensemen, the center backs for Guerin Catholic do such a good job of getting the ball up to their midfielders and strikers and forwards in the ball control role that they have. That it's so difficult for anyone to get possession inside their zone for like I don't even think they've possessed it over midfield yet.
No, they haven't. Not quite. And that's a struggle too. I mean, you have to be able to try to get some consistency. We've seen Guerin Catholic dominate in the first few minutes, but just by the sheer fact that they've had it in the offensive zone. So maybe this is the chance here for LCC.
And this is where I think you're going to see those changes in the lineup come into effect.
Long ball. Here's a chance for the Knights. On the doorstep. Gets blocked. Beautiful job. And a stoppage. Looks like possible offsides. It sure was for LCC. Boy, they did have a chance there. Running on the doorstep was number 4, Mario Bjarkic. Excuse me, that was number 9, Christian Gallo, who you said, Sean, in the beginning of the game. Player that started the year with 11 goals in 4 games. A little bit of taper in the middle of the season. Now starting to pick it up again. With a few goals in his last 3. He's a guy that when he's at the doorstep, he's got to finish. And beautiful play by the netminder.
That's a great save, yeah. Great save by Guerin Catholic there.
Alex Gardner in the keep. That one poked wide. And an offsides call for Guerin Catholic.
Yeah, once the rebound came back out from the save for Guerin Catholic, then he kept running by. Therefore, he was offsides once they touched it again. But great opportunity there to get I'm spacing on the word I'm trying to say.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
The tiebreaker. It's not a tiebreaker. The tying goal. The equalizer. That's
the
what
equalizer.
I was
There you
go.
go.
Equalizer.
I knew you're brewing something.
I was. You know, that's what happens when you get older. These young coaches got me all kind of, you know. They have an assistant coach that's 19.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, you know, you got Lafayette's a couple colleges up there, especially Purdue and West Lafayette. I don't know how close the high school is relative to the university, but I'm sure maybe some college kids would love to coach high school soccer.
I'm not sure I knew which way was up when I was 19, let alone coach team. But more power to him. I mean, he seemed very energetic about what his team has done this year.
He was very. I told you, he sounded like I was talking to a 34-year-old. Tommy Hartman on the doorstep makes one man miss, sends that one to the back of the net. Avila cannot get there with his right hand, and Tommy Hartman makes it a 2-goal lead.
And that's exactly what we talked about. He basically just manhandled the defender without fouling him because he was so much bigger. He was able to keep control of the ball and get a shot on goal to allow him to score.
So Hall gets the first one after a wicked shot from the corner.
Is that great?
And then Hartman gets this one.
First pass there. And now watch him
ball.
with 22. He just kind of you're not going to defend me.
Yeah, Ryan Elsner over pursued a little bit, and it was just enough for Hartman.
Oh, nice move.
Susie briefly had a chance.
I mean, we can see why Guerin Catholic is so highly ranked. They've got a lot of fantastic players who know how to control the ball and keep possession of it, which I know we're harping on it quite a bit, but it's so important in this game to be able to do that.
Guerin continues to climb the ranks in 3A as they go through the season, but a couple tough losses in that 3A class. I mean, that's, you know, you lose to Carmel, you lose to Cathedral. It's obviously going to drop you down a few notches. But this squad they look ready. They look seasoned for their sectional against Cardinal Ritter.
I think they're on a mission after last year, being so highly ranked and not getting the job done. I think they're ready to, you know, what did they have? 14 seniors, I think.
17
seniors. They want to go out with that trophy.
Yep. And their girls squad actually has quite a few seniors too.
Yeah.
And that's a team that has some championship aspirations.
Both these squads are really, really good.
On the doorstep again, and that's a goal. Evan Miller, another senior. And in the 13th minute, Guerin Catholic takes a 3-0 lead.
It's so effortless, it seems, for them, you know, and Lafayette Central Catholic is out here to compete, and it's just tough sometimes for kids like this when it's this soon into the game and they're down 3-0 to get back into it, but they'll fight back. They're young. They're such a young team.
A young, scrappy group. You mentioned it, just 5 seniors, and that's something that they take pride in, is being able to have those 6 wins with such a young squad. Some great wins as well throughout the year. I mean, you beat Southmont, you beat North Montgomery, beat Benton Central, one of your rivals, beat Tipton twice, actually, and then you beat Rossville.
Yeah, and you only lose to McCutcheon 3-0, and you lose to Hamilton. I mean, some of their losses, Carroll Flora, 4-2, they've played some good squads and hung with them. I think they just have run into a buzzsaw with, aspirations of a state title on their mind tonight, and that's on the road. That's a tough road to hoe.
Well, we were worried about maybe a trap game for Guerin Catholic at the beginning, but they seem to be relatively smooth. But you can't knock the defensive work here by the back line of Lafayette Central Catholic. They're doing what they can.
Mm-hmm. You can tell these Guerin Catholic kids, and not that LCC hasn't, but these Guerin Catholic kids have played together for so long. Their ability to know not just where they're where they're at, but where they're going to be. So they put the ball where they're going to be. As Susie gets one just quickly like that.
I think they knew exactly where Susie had to be and was going to be. And mind the leg sleeve. Susie does not. It is 4-0 Guerin Catholic. We're just 13 and a half minutes into this one. 12 and a half, excuse me. What a goal by Susie.
Yeah, and a great lead pass, too. Just set him up beautifully. And again, this is a case of knowing what Susie likes to do, getting him the ball in that territory and letting him cook, so to speak. I mean, what a great ball. And with the left foot, boom.
In for Guerin.
Beautiful work by Guerin Catholic. 4-0 our count here. That holding midfielder position, so important for both squads. Formationally, though, Lafayette Central Catholic hasn't really been able to sport their new look that they wanted to try against Guerin Catholic prior to sectional time. We talked about it in the beginning. When you switch over to the 4-2-3-1, it opens up a lot of different things, but it leaves your striker all by himself now. Speak of the devil, and that's Christian Gallo. A good upper-comer, and they had a chance there briefly.
Yeah, tried to get it to Rojas. That would be Samuel Rojas, but
It's a foul on Guerin.
couldn't quite get that connection.
Well, Rojas will get a free kick here. You see Obermiller. He was playing center back earlier, and he does switch between center back and holding midfielder. Facilitator when it comes to offense.
Looks like Weeks is going to take this ball. Let's see what kind of set piece they get worked up here.
Well, Coach Tragerser has said we want to get Weeks involved in different ways tonight, get him ready as he's playing some different positions to round out the regular season. That one off the set piece doesn't go.
Saw what they tried to do, just couldn't quite get the foot on the ball good enough to get it to their teammate.
Great work inside the half line by Samuel Rojas. Rojas again. So he doesn't feel like he's stopping moving at all.
And then Carlos Rojas as well, which I would assume is his brother, but you never know.
I think so. I mean, they're 1 year difference. I have to imagine that would be a safe assumption. Both similar styles of play as well, similar movements.
Similar size, yeah. I would imagine we might see some Guerin Catholic substitutes here fairly soon.
We just had one. Aiden Susie comes back on for Camden Prather. That's 14 in for number 5. Susie leads all goal scorers for Guerin Catholic this season. Getting up to his fellow captain, to Keegan Perhax.
I think that's a big issue tonight for Guerin Catholic, is to keep Susie healthy. You want to play him on senior night because he is a senior, but you want to make sure you have him at 100% for sectional.
We almost had a chance there. It looked like he came up kind of hobbling.
I thought the same thing, yeah.
And Nick, our wonderful cameraman, panned away just in time so we didn't see all of what Aiden Susie was. You can see him in the frame. It looks like he's a little bit gimpy. Obermiller tries to get that one over the center. And LCC just trying to gain a semblance there so they can just have the ball in possession.
Yeah, they're just trying to clear it at this point. Let's clear it out of the zone and hope we can get some kind of offensive movement on our offensive side of the field.
Susie, once again, from the winger spot, heads into the box. Right foot. That one saved beautifully by Avila.
And it kept that one low to the ground, didn't get much height on it. So it was a great job by Avila there, scooping it up and keeping control of it.
When you play 2 games back-to-back nights, that can obviously have some sort of effect too on your fatigue.
Yeah, and at the same time, Guerin Catholic's last contest was 4 days ago, but it was 4 days ago, and it was a loss as well. So they, their last match left a bad taste in their mouth, so they're going to want to avenge that a little bit as well.
Plenty of hunger. Tommy Hartman, that one goes off of Avila's hands and bounces back to Perhax, and he smashes that one into the back of the net. But it looks like...
Did they call offsides?
I don't think so.
No?
I think just based off where the shot hit his hands.
He couldn't quite corral it.
Could not. Actually, no. It looks like that is the case, Sean. I think that was offside, so it is 4-0. When you shoot, it doesn't count as the same as a through ball, I do not believe. So I think the rebound there might have been offsides. Weaving his way in and out was Perhax. Back over to Hall. Obermiller with some nice defensive footwork. Gets it up to Rojas.
And you can just see the difference in the physical nature of these squads and how put together some of these Guerin Catholic kids are. And it's no fault of LCC, but man, oh man, they're big kids.
Harmon again. That one finds its way in between the sticks. And that's a goal. Makes it 5-0 Guerin.
It's a hat trick.
And a hat trick.
That is a hat trick.
Tommy Hartman, how about you?
In for the Knights, number 2, Samuel Rojas.
That's a pretty good way to go out on senior night, is it not?
I would say so.
For Guerin, number 11, Evan Miller, number 23, Alex Gardner.
Finds its way back.
Sounds like we're getting some of the JV kids in. Alex Gardner, number 23.
I think he's a double number.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Kyle
yeah,
Taylor,
yeah.
23.
Because he's a goalkeeper as well.
For JV as well. This will be Guerin's, surprisingly, first throw-in of the evening. Hey, I want to take a second to remind you, we're brought to you by IUPUI Sports Management. Sports management careers are booming. When you're managing the business side of sports, you're always a major player in the game. Our graduates work in crucial and demanding positions at sports organizations. As here's a chance, and that one goes right over the net. Let me finish this read. Demanding positions at sports organizations and venues, managing arenas and stadiums, handling publicity for their favorite teams, and developing the market for innovative sports products. Contact us at iupui.edu/sportsmanagement.
Also, this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited.
This one corralled by Susi. I'll get it back over to that, I believe, is Gardner. We didn't see the back of the jersey if it's 0-0 or 0.
I came in as the goalkeeper.
Yep.
But I think that's a benefit here. Oh, my goodness.
What a pass. Leading pass up to Kyle Taylor. He loses his footing. Good defense by Weeks.
I think 23 is the double number for Gardner, is it not?
I have Taylor here.
I thought I heard the announcer say that, but
okay,
it's possible.
We want to make sure we get them right. We'll get it straightened out.
But I think this is a good opportunity for Guerin Catholic with this lead to be able to, A, get their subs some time, if anything should happen in sectional, and to get their starters some rest.
I think that would help, too. And then you go on the road to play a Zionsville team that is certainly ready to battle. They've had a heck of a season, too. And they're not in your sectional, but you want to make a good impression before your sectional. So that's kind of the rest versus rust thing when it does come to sectional time next Saturday.
You want that momentum.
In for Guerin, Camden Fraser, and Keegan Perga.
Camden Prather back in for Guerin Catholic, number 5.
Right there, number 3, Thomas Henry. That's one of the guys Coach Treffiger called out as he's been one of the young guys to keep an eye on. He says he's gotten a lot of good minutes and some starts this year. He needs him to stay composed. And, he talked about it too, taller opponents. That seems to be a common theme here for some of the LCC kids.
Chance here in the corner, off the wing. That one poked away by Weeks. Great deflection there. Guerin Catholic is certainly flirting with another goal. Should be their 6th of the night. Here comes another set-piece corner for the Golden Eagles. Off the foot of Susi. Last time we saw a corner kick out of the Golden Eagles, it was off the foot of Hall. It was the first goal of the night. Nice boomerang curve right into the back of the net. Susi not as strong on that one, and Avila will take that one for himself and get ready to clear for the Knights.
I tell you what, though, watch out for this LCC squad in a couple of years. They get some growth spurts and, get them down and get them some of that XXX root beer and some peanut butter cheeseburgers. They'll be put on some weight, and they'll be ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Fast track.
By the way, those
to the gaining weight.
Those burgers are fabulous.
Oh, yeah. Number 12, Perhax. Good job by Thomas Henry.
For those of you that don't know what we're speaking of, it is there is a restaurant in West Lafayette, and it's actually called XXX, but it's hamburgers and homemade root beer, which is
it's so good,
out of this world.
The on tap root beer.
Yes,
that is undefeated.
It's just kind of an old school dive kitchen bar that makes fabulous food.
Dwayne Purvis? That's the peanut butter burger, I think. I'm pretty sure. Or is it the Boilermaker? I don't know.
It might be the Boilermaker.
Either way, if you had never had peanut butter on a burger, it's delicious.
I have not. I was not courageous enough to try it.
Got to be brave.
Yes.
And believe it'll be all right. Another Ted Lasso reference.
Okay.
All right. So nice job by Avila to corral that one off the through pass. Perhax.
Height advantage.
Yep. Continuing to head these balls away. Trying to make some nifty moves. Guerin Catholic working it around the box off Susi's foot. That one goes over the net.
That was a rocket.
It was. He's got one heck of a boot. His right foot responsible for the majority of the goals this year for Guerin Catholic.
I think it's a registered weapon in about 10 states.
Especially in Indiana.
Yes. Conceal and carry he has to have for it.
License for that foot.
Number 4.
So you got to be able to get that ball down further and get it on your end for possession. Nice there by Rojas to avoid that goal.
Number 8, Tommy Hartman in for the Golden Eagles.
That one goes wide, and LCC will take it. So, I mean, we're 25 minutes past now. And this one, it's been all Guerin Catholic. Lafayette Central Catholic has had one real chance at the doorstep to sneak a quick goal, but since then they haven't really had much of a chance. Look at their conference standings as of now. They'll play Rensselaer Central next week, who is 2-0 in the conference and leads the Hoosier Conference. Then following them is West Lafayette at 1-0, Northwestern High School at 3-1, Benton Central 1-1-1, and then LCC at 5th at 1-2, followed by Hamilton Heights, Twin Lakes, and Tipton.
Eagles, Andrew Rice and Thomas King.
They've done well in their conference play. all things considered, but dropped a couple games that they regret, I'm sure.
Well, with any young team, you're going to get games like that where you win some you didn't think you would and you lose some you don't think you shouldn't. But that's all part of the growing process, and I think that's one of the reasons why Coach Trageser is so excited about this squad, is to see the progression and how they've matured throughout the year. And it makes him probably makes him very excited for next year as well.
Great play by Obermiller on the deflection. Tries to advance this one. Look at the second poke at it. Rojas. Tried to get it up to Gallo, and Guerin Catholic defends nicely.
The problem if you're LCC is your two leading scorers are both seniors. Uh-oh.
Through pass up top, and here's Weeks defending. But good battle as they trip over the ball.
No call?
No call here. I guess apparently a clean play according to the official. You see here the Guerin Catholic faithful posting their protest against that call or lack thereof. See this one again. Weeks just gets tied up there.
Well, it looked like he tried to put his foot down and stepped on the ball awkwardly, and that's what took him down.
Vince Macias onto the pitch. He's one that we were told over the phone by Coach DeGresser to watch out for. Huge for Lafayette Central Catholic this year. Went from a 15 to 20 minute a game kind of guy to a starter, and just plays middle, forward, anywhere that you need him. And the reason for a big move like that is to add a lot of his speed and experience to the defense. And I assume he's going to be played in this holding midfielder position.
Especially against a ball possession team like Guerin Catholic. That's probably a good move.
Susie's pass gets deflected. Nice job by Henry to poke this one away. Obermiller. Lofting ball over the top. Perhax will take it.
Looking for some help down the right side there.
Take a minute to remind you, we're going to have all 3 games on IndianaSRN.org and our family of networks of Guerin's sectional 26. The boys sectional will be all broadcast here on IndianaSRN. You can catch all those games starting on Saturday.
Hey, Piper Logistics is one of our sponsors. In 2002, Piper Logistics was established with the encouragement and financial support of a spirited customer who helped Greg and Tim develop their vision. If you need something transported, contact Piper Logistics, 317-395-1023.
Also take a quick second. I'm going to do an off the paper ad.
Oh.
It's the IndianaSRN sports page. Every day, get your updates for all sports in general at any level. And on Saturday mornings, get a recap of all high school football throughout the state.
Yeah, we have a link on our homepage. And if you have anything that you want to get, Troy at radiotroy.com. Troy Darengowski does a fantastic job with that.
That he does. The smooth, silky, deep tones of
Yes.
Troy Darengowski.
Yes. Now, we have boys sectional play for Guerin Catholic. The girls are just as good, but we need sponsors to get the girls on here too. So
right, if you were watching this game and you'd like to be a presenting sponsor for girl sectionals,
contact your friendly local athletic director, Ryan Davis.
That's right. Or you can contact Coach at IndianaSRN.org.
That's true too. I know Coach is older than all 4 coaches' ages combined, for sure.
That was a good plug. We didn't even practice that.
You know, we're professionals, right?
That's right. Over the top of Vila is there to save it. Lurking in the 6 was Hall and Perhax. So under 10 minutes to go here in our first half.
Wearing the orange, Mr. Avila.
Well, all things considered, I think he's done well sporting the orange kit in between the pipes tonight. I think his largest deficit as a goalkeeper tonight has just been that the shots have been absolutely accurate for Guerin Catholic. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that.
They've been tremendous looks from up close, with the exception of the goal kick or the corner kick. And, those are really difficult when you get all the bodies in front and those different kinds of things. It's a thankless job being a goalie, because you're great. You're great if you save it, and it's not fun when it gets past you.
I mean, you get all the shots right to your person. It could be in your face. Then you got to get glasses like that kid and kicking and screaming.
You're on an island, literally.
Literally, yep.
Yeah.
And I mentioned at the beginning, I didn't play growing up, and I never played in high school or anything. I can't imagine, the goal just seems too big to cover. I admire goalkeepers for being able to do that.
And on a penalty kick, come on.
No way. There has to be strategy to that, but I think it overall has to be a guess, right?
My school, and again, I full transparency, I graduated high school in 1986 in Central Illinois. We did not even have a soccer team at our school.
That one gets poked wide of Avila and the goal. You didn't have a soccer team at your school?
No, we did not. So I watched some soccer once I got into college, and from the German exchange students, I started following the German national team. And that was my introduction to soccer. Got it. So
then you started.
I'm more of an international soccer fan. Euro 2020, 22, the World Cup, that kind of stuff. A little bit into MLS and into, Premier League and La Liga and things like that. But I'm more of an international soccer guy, men's and women's. So
you often think it means more too when it's the countries,
for sure.
It's pretty cool when people go all out for not only attending the games, but the players also take a lot more pride in the country games, it seems like.
The passion of soccer fans is tremendous. I think the Indy 11 have done a great job here in town really building a fan base. And, who knows? There's enough good soccer talent in central Indiana and Indiana. It'd be kind of cool to see one of them play down at Carroll Stadium someday.
Well, I remember being a freshman at Butler when IU and Butler were both top 10. And they came to play at the Selleck Bowl, and I went and saw that game, and it was just packed. I think they broke the record for attendance that day at the time, and it was just so cool to see that, and just here in Indiana, soccer is transcending. I know it's a sport that first sport you put your kid into, but it's very cool when you see it at that scale here in the States.
And it helps that IU has a great soccer program, which kind of, you get the IU basketball fans and now the football fans that, hey, we're good at soccer too, let's watch this and become fans and then get their kids to play. And then here we are with great teams like these playing on the high school level.
And if you're IU, hopefully swing the decision of Aiden Susi to get on your team and be your striker, as he's between IU and St. Louis.
Oh, so close there for Gallo.
Yeah, good contention there by Christian Gallo. It seems like Guerin Catholic has taken the foot off the gas a little bit. Their brigade to build themselves a 5-0 cushion was certainly worth it.
Well, I've got a fun Michael Jordan soccer fact when you're ready.
I'm ready whenever.
We just lost the picture, or we just lost the feed.
The Millers crack at it. The sophomore for the set to tie us up at one apiece.
Is it here or is it there?
Okay, let's just give the internet a chance to catch up a little bit.
Okay.
Outside Lowry floats it down and keeps the match alive, almost pancake.
Is it me? Do I cause this?
But not to be.
We're still on, so just keep talking.
Oh, well, I'm waiting on your Michael Jordan fact.
So, Lionel Messi went to he left Barcelona and went to PSG, Paris Saint-Germain.
Right.
whose uniforms are sponsored by Jordan brand, not Nike, but Jordan brand.
Yep.
In the first week, they sold so many jerseys that Michael Jordan himself made $4 million.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, well, from residuals, if you build up your brand like enough, obviously he's probably the most iconic.
Yes.
But be able to build up your brand enough. I mean, Shaq is still getting residuals and what have you. Like, and he was the post era, but very
Well, and speaking of soccer, I mean, in his latest Hanes commercial, he's playing golf with Mia Hamm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've even seen that one.
Yeah. So that's the instance of not just trying to get more females in, but if you look at it nationally in American culture, sports culture, outside of Serena Williams and maybe now Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, soccer players are the main female athlete endorsers that are out there.
Great point. Yep.
And even the ones from back in '99, like your Mia Hamms and Julie Foudy's, to today, where you've got, your Megan Rapinos and your Alex Morgans, and then the here.
Here's 1-0 in favor of Noblesville.
Are you back, Ben?
Noblesville, low shot. Outside they go. They had a shoal out there for the Eagles. That shot is long by the Millers and a point for Heritage Christian. So it's 1-1. Ties us up at 1.
Sweet. My wife is almost home.
Where was she coming from?
She was in Alabama.
Ready to serve.
Alabama.
Casey Ward.
Yeah, her uncle passed away.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
The Eagles have their opportunities in that second set, no doubt about it. Misplay in front of the net. Point for the Eagles. They lead 2-1.
So Alex has a graphic design class. He created that in graphic design.
Whoa, nice.
It's kind of hard to read the
Yeah, a little bit, but
script a little bit, but it's kind of cool to kind of have that brick.
yeah,
Yeah,
you could just do black on the brick.
that's true.
Yeah.
Throughout this match, how inconsistent both sides look, and the point for Millers ties the 2 apiece.
Part of that's just a game of volleyball. I mean, volleyball is a game of rhythm, and it's hard to stay in that rhythm.
Almost an ace. It is an ace. Point Noblesville, they lead 3-2. You can tell the crowd,
I hear you.
the intensity some of the students are
Sorry, that was the video.
Oh,
Replay on Twitter.
their different school responsibilities have to handle as well. But the atmosphere has tempered a bit.
King of Hole 32 in Noblesville, Birdie's Mini Golf in Westfield. In addition, we want to recognize the Pack the House chairs.
Welcome back to
Amy
Guerin
and Chris
Catholic.
Franker.
Our count here, 5-0 in favor of the Golden Eagles. Joey Lindstrom alongside Sean Kroll. And Sean, we've been able to see a lot of great ball movement out of Guerin Catholic, really controlling the possession in the offensive end, and Lafayette Central Catholic really hasn't had a chance to contend that as far as their offense goes.
that's one of the things we pointed out before the broadcast started was just the fantastic job Guerin Catholic does in ball possession. And anytime Lafayette Central Catholic was able to even get a stop on the defensive end, and Guerin Catholic immediately got possession back and was back in their offensive zone. So it's been difficult for them to try and get any shots down the field because they just haven't been able to possess the ball.
Well, we already seen a hat trick out of Tommy Hartman, and other goals coming from Hall and Miller. That's Evan Miller and Peter Hall. And it's just been the first goal came off the set piece, off the right boot of Hall, and that one just had a perfect banana curve right into the back of the net. No one was going to stop that, and you have to feel for Avila back there, who says, I couldn't have done anything else. Like he dove for the ball just as he should. The other plays, those were set up off some great passing from Guerin Catholic, and we talked about this being a potential trap game or a game where they sleepwalk because they say, you know what, you can pack it in for a sectional. Let's take a little more aggressive approach. After we take a break, you're watching boys soccer here on IndianaSRN.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid earned that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah!
Come on!
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Game day on Indiana SRN. And now here's a special message from Assistant Commissioner of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, Sandra Walter.
In cooperation with the Indiana High School Athletic Association, Indiana SRN would like to thank the men and women who officiate our sports contests. Congratulations to the following officials who've been selected as Official of the Year in their respective sport. This distinction is based on service to student athletes, coaches, and community over decades. These men and women have given countless hours to promoting and ensuring that education-based athletics are afforded to your student athlete. In cross country, Mr. Ted Knopfsinger. Soccer for 21-22, Mr. Lawrence Lohner. In volleyball in the north, Mr. Steve Klein. And in football in Lake County, Mr. Fred Schob. If you'd like to become an IHSAA official, please contact Sandra Walter at the IHSAA office. Phone number 317-846-6601. And a huge thank you to Mr. Keith Meyer and Indiana SRN for being such an advocate to our officials, our student athletes, and our administrators of 407 member schools across the state of Indiana. We certainly thank you for the support and the constant effort to promote all that is good about education-based athletics.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
I'm Mary. Welcome to Guerin Catholic High School. Many people believe that we're just like any other school, but I'm here today to show you that we're not. At Guerin Catholic, we are family. Now I know that sounds crazy, right? How can a school be like a family? Well, it all starts with St. Theodore Guerin herself. Her charisms inspire us every day. She's been praying for us since before the school was built, before we were even born. On one of her many resting places, it says, "I sleep."
Shortened halftime break gives us the opportunity to tell you that all 3 sectional 26 games at Guerin Catholic will be broadcast on IndianaSRN and IndianaSRN on YouTube. Family of Networks is proud to have you with us, and we'll take a minute to remind you this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Also, if you want to take a second to remind you, we're brought to you by Morales Group. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. We do so much more than that. Let us help you today. Contact Morales Group, 317-472-7600. Joey Lindstrom alongside Sean Kroll, getting ready to have our second half kickoff here at Guerin Catholic. 5-0 our score after 3 goals from Tommy Hartman, 1 from Evan Miller, and the first one that got it all started, 1 from Peter Hall, captain. Guerin Catholic trying to get it started early, making a crossing move and putting it in the back of the net is number 13, Peter Bedford.
Wow.
Wasting no time, Sean.
What a move. Got kind of pinned down there on the bottom line. Just nice little move to cut back and come across and put it in the back of the net.
Peter Bedford, a fellow captain and senior. Man, the wheels on the dude. Got himself some space.
Right down there, and then there was the move right there. Cut back across the middle and
did it with his same foot as well.
A little 17 seconds into the second half. That's quick.
That sure is. I think Lafayette Central Catholic was expecting maybe a more laborious approach for Guerin when it came to the opening of the second half.
LCC just hasn't been able to get the ball through any of the defensive players of Guerin Catholic to get possession in their own offensive zone. Well, as Guerin, just like they did here, got a through ball down there in the corner.
Almost a centering pass. This time it is, but Weeks is right there to deflect out of the box. Guerin Catholic last year went 14-2-2. They won the Circle City Conference regular season. They lost to Evansville Memorial in the regional championship in 3A, and that's a tough draw. And unfortunately for the Golden Eagles, they weren't able to advance on to semi-state, but just that close. And now with 17 seniors, we said in the beginning, and that hasn't changed at all. The mood and the attitude is to get right back where they were and defeat anybody in their regional championship and move on with a chance to go to state.
Yeah, one of the sayings that a lot of teams that come close but can't quite get it done has in the next year is unfinished business, and that's definitely one of the mantras of this Guerin Catholic team.
Thomas Keene was corralling that ball, and he was trying to move it up. And interesting, we see a goal from who is listed as a defender, Peter Bedford, and then we see Keene moved up into the forward spot with guys like Susie. And I'm sort of questioning, because you said it earlier, Sean, but no rest for a lot of the starters here.
Well, yeah, one of the things, too, is you can only play 11 guys at a time, but they got 17 seniors. So doing a little, switching around, making sure each guy gets some quality playing time on their final senior home game.
Chance here briefly, but met with an offsides foul. That's Luke Johns. Almost had the through ball and a chance to make it 7-0.
I mean, one of the things that the seniors who play quite a bit are trying to do at this point is get the guys that are, the practice squad guys that really help them fight to get to this point, get them a goal on senior night. That's one of the big desires for these scorers like Aiden Susie right here, trying to get it to right here.
Keene on the doorstep, and he will be flagged with an offsides. Unfortunately for Keene, Billy Owens was not back as far as Keene needed him to be. That through ball met with an offsides penalty, and Guerin will go over on that possession.
Right there. Susie through ball, trying to get it to Keene to get him that goal. And I'm telling you, when those guys, if they get one, that whole team is going to go crazy.
Of course, you can't get 17 goals for 17 seniors, but
True.
and Tommy Harmon already has 3 of them.
Ooh.
That one not a shot, but it did come off with some steam.
Yeah, that was her frustration. Kick back to the. Yeah, here's your goal kick. I'm mad I didn't get that ball.
So Lafayette Central Catholic draws Delphi for their sectional opener. Play the winner of Carroll and Faith Christian. They've lost to both those teams. And they have not played Delphi this year. So really the sky's the limit. Come sectional time on October 5th. Delphi is 1-12, 1-4 in the Hoosier Heartland.
Ooh.
So it's definitely a chance for Lafayette Central Catholic to have a solid game to open.
Gain some momentum.
Uh-oh. Here's a chance. Good poke away by Billy Owens. And a senior.
Going to be a corner kick.
That corner kick.
Sure will. Set piece for Guerin Catholic. On this one is Evan Miller, who had the goal earlier. Headed out wide, and Avila will reach around the pole, and unfortunately placed pole.
Yes. That one I think came out a little bit too far away from goal, but nice job at least getting a header on it to try and get it towards the net.
You at least want to get it into a spot where somebody could head it and play, and that one looked like it was a little too long. Obermiller
tried to get it up and over.
Yeah, boots that one out of bounds.
Thomas Henry, my guy, wearing my number 3.
You were number 3 guy.
Oh, number 3 all the way. Yeah.
9 was always my number.
My dad's favorite number, my favorite number. That was almost
a great angle.
Yes.
A bad angle, but great shot. Coach Drew Gresser, his first year as a head coach, 6-10 in his opening year. Great job getting 6 wins on the regular season thus far. They averaged 3.2 goals per game. They had a couple blowouts that certainly helped their average. 2.5 assists per game. They've seen 5 teams ranked in the top 20. Guerin Catholic on the doorstep again. Keene, and Avila saves it.
Last year, Lafayette Central Catholic was 1-7. The year before, they were 10-9-1, but he's definitely made an improvement from the previous season.
I'll take a second to remind you that we're brought to you by Burtner Electric. Burtner Electric has been serving the Indianapolis area since 1986. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our customer service and put our customers first. Fully licensed and insured. We offer 24-hour emergency service. No job is too small. Call today for all your electrical needs. 317-773-7663. Also brought to you by IHSAA officials. To become an IHSAA official, you need to contact Sandra Walter at ihsaa.org/officials. Get involved with the men and women behind the stripes. A great way to stay in shape and be a part of the game. Keene boots this one across the way. Intended for Luke Johns to follow up.
The commercial break before this, you saw the officials of the year on that commercial, and Sandra Walter does a great job of building the program. And boy, these kids deserve to have officials. It's really been difficult to get, people to become officials for high school sports. And if you're a parent, be kind to your officials. They are important, and they're doing it for your kids.
And you could disagree, but do it calmly and silently.
Yes, in your own head.
Come on, ref. Just like that. Andrew Reese kicks it over to Perhacs. Beautiful forwarding pass to his winger. Trying to get it up to Susi. Left foot. That one poked away by Rojas. Excuse me, that was Macias, number 11.
Again, nice job there by Susi trying to set up his teammate.
Susi quick as ever. Nobody home on that one. Rojas chasing.
His shiftiness is real. I mean, he's a thick kid. The rocket he's got on his, both of his feet, you can tell being with his legs, but his shiftiness and his ability to maneuver and adjust quickly has been very impressive.
It has. He's got the ability. He's got the stop-start, fast twitch muscles working.
Light on his feet.
Yeah. Easy to see with the green shoes too.
That helps. It's all about the shoes.
Oh yeah, we know. You're a sneakerhead.
Who was in that commercial? It's all about the shoes.
All about the shoes? I don't know.
Marsh Blackman. Michael Jordan.
Old Michael.
Yeah.
Well, you were mentioning before. I mean, maybe talk about that PSG fact that you told me too with Michael Jordan's brand.
Well, yeah, I was surprised to find out that the Jordan brand actually sponsored soccer kits. Yeah. So they sponsor PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and Messi just transferred to Paris Saint-Germain. And they sold so many jerseys in the first week that Michael Jordan himself, off of royalties, made $4 million.
Crazy.
In a week. It's a good gig if you can get it.
I'll try my best to just become an iconic athletic superstar, post-collegiate athlete career.
With a logo.
Yeah, with a logo.
Of your silhouette.
Here's a good contention from Lafayette Central Catholic. Obermiller getting it over to Gallo and Rojas battling. Looks like there's going to be a foul on number 13, Peter Bedford.
Nice fight there by Sam Rojas, though. And good sportsmanship. Love it.
Obermiller will get a free kick, dead center, inside the restraining box line.
Get it into the penalty area.
Tries to send this one into the box. That one to moonball over the top of the goal and into the woods.
Trees made the save.
That one will never be seen again. 27:45 left to go in our second half on senior night here at Guerin Catholic.
It looks like Luke Cloran in goal now. 0 as opposed to 0. Or I believe he started. I'm sorry. Gardner came in as 23.
Yep. That's right.
Nice little hip check there by Obermiller.
Gets it back over to Rojas. Macias, and looks like Lafayette Central Catholic just trying to find their spacing correctly as Obermiller trips.
That's one thing that's impressed me about soccer players in my introduction. Well, I don't want to say introduction. My education of the sport is the body position and the subtle movements and/or positions you can get to gain leverage in order to gain possession of the ball. Very impressive. It's not all about the feet. It's completely. I mean, it is a contact sport. There's a lot of body-to-body contact in this sport.
There sure is, and it's something that I didn't really think about when I didn't play the sport. But you watch, and you just kind of, if you watch closely, you see every time you go for the ball, it's going to be a battle.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Gardner. He's going to get his first chance at a penalty kick. After the yellow card in the box, so Avila will do his best to save this one. Gardner. That one goes off the post, but it's rebounded in. Gardner, number 23, gets Guerin their 7th goal. Beautiful save by Avila. Gets a little bit of help from the post, but an unfortunate bounce back out into the 6th, and that's Alex Gardner's cleanup duty.
Yeah, like they say in hockey, you cannot let the ball get, off your body and be out there so that someone can pick up the trash, so to speak. But great move. Avila guessed right.
He did.
And it hit the post and came right back out to him.
So great goal from Guerin Catholic. Looks like Avila is struggling a little bit, so we'll step away here on IndianaSRN.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School, home of the Golden Eagles. Avila is up. Glad to see it. And subbing in is Caden Myers, freshman.
Double zero.
The old double zero.
Not often you
see it.
See a team have a 0 and a double zero. But, that's what goalies like to do.
Can't ever see a 000 either.
Yeah. Gallo set to start things off here.
For the Knights, number 4, Mario Bacard, and number 25, Eric Munoz.
Gallo has been the source of the offense tonight for Lafayette Central Catholic, and rather unfortunately for them, they haven't been able to capitalize on it, but it does go to show you that they are capable of putting themselves in positions to score. Take a look at the sectional game that we have, the sectional games, all 3 on Saturday. That's right. So actually, we'll be 2 on Thursday next week, 1 on Saturday. 2 on Thursday. Starting at 5:30 p.m. is Lebanon versus Western Boone. Game 2, Hamilton Heights and Brebeuf Jesuit. And on Saturday, Guerin Catholic and Cardinal Ritter.
Oh, the school on 86th Street is in this sectional.
That's right.
That's what they like to call it.
A lot of intense rivalry, I've come to understand.
One of my favorite all-time broadcasts was at Brebeuf Jesuit basketball between Brebeuf and Guerin. The scoreboard went out, and they were trying to get the referee's attention, and they got his attention in a way where the referee pivoted, did a 180, and threw the scoreboard operator out because he didn't know what was going on. Once everything subsided.
So he thought he was just making a big fuss.
We were standing on the top bench doing radio at the time to be able to see, and once, the smoke cleared, he was able to stay in the game, and everything was fine after that. But yeah, the crowd went nuts because that gym was packed, because that is a big time rivalry.
Good defense there by Lafayette Central Catholic. Their back line holding true on that one.
That's also the great thing about this job is it's not only being able to see kids like this play high school sports, which are just a fantastic thing, and be able to put it on YouTube like this, but kids talk about the memories they have playing sports. The memories we have from broadcasting, there are so many great stories we can just sit around and tell about things we've seen and experienced in broadcasting IHSAA sports. It's just been a fantastic ride.
And every time it seems to be a very cool environment and it tends to mean a lot more when it's the amateur sports and prep sports.
Yeah. I mean, you're playing for your community. It's not just the building, the school building. It's a community that you're playing for.
Moving it inside, bit of a type of triangle deal here for Guerin Catholic. Susie defending on the back line.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised Susie's still in the match.
Me too. That's very surprising. Well, Lafayette Central Catholic will play against Rensselaer Central in their next game. And then on October the 4th, Carroll and Faith Christian will face off. And the winner of Lafayette Central Catholic and Delphi Community High School.
They played Faith Christian and Carroll back-to-back, did Lafayette Central Catholic earlier in the year.
We mentioned Delphi 1-12 right now, so Lafayette Central Catholic, as long as they can get out of their own way, I suppose, and get the ball into the offensive zone, I think they'll be all right in that game. You play against the Carroll with Faith Christian squad. It's ready to go.
I think it benefits them having played both those squads before, so they know what to expect as well.
Yes.
And that's a distinct possibility of why maybe Coach Tragesser decided to make the change to the way his setup was in terms of his
formation.
Yeah, the 4-2-3-1 is knowing that, hey, we could possibly have these two squads coming up in sectional that we faced before, and this may benefit us there as well.
Because they might not realize that we've done this, we've made this change.
Right.
Or what have you. That's a great point. Might as well practice it now against a good Guerin Catholic team. See the points that work.
Yeah, and see which players work well in the best spots in that formation so that you're ready for it come sectional time as well.
Poked through, and that's a goal, I believe, number 16, Luke Johns.
Senior. Another senior gets one.
So every single goal has been scored by a senior, fittingly, on senior night.
A little bit of a scrum down there by the goal, and he's got caught up in the wash, and Luke just poked it right through.
Yeah, that he did. That was literally a poke. I think he was just he tried to just get it through. Falls, and that's 8-0 our score. One more goal will be the end of our match here on the pitch of the Guerin Catholic campus.
See the football stadium back there in the background.
You can catch our full slate of football games. 2 of them webcast on IndianaSRN.org. And there will be 3 radio games as well.
We've got it all for you. You can even watch it on the app, Joey. Did you know that?
I don't have the app now. I need it.
What? Yes.
I know it's breaking our producer Jerry's heart.
You need the app. It's a great way to watch it mobily. Did I say that correct?
Save there for Myers. I got the radio games pulled up as well. So we have Lapel at Heritage Christian. That is webcast. Mount Vernon at Newcastle, also a webcast. And then on radio, Covenant Christian at Clarksville, Traders Point at Edinburgh, Frontier at Tri-County. By the way, we have our sectionals, but at the same time, on October the 2nd, Mount St. Joseph at Bluffton, the Heartland Conference, and a budding Sean Kroll will be on the call for that one.
Yeah, first foray into college football for IndianaSRN. The Heartland Conference this year. Game of the week starts on Saturday. Super excited to get that rolling, and had a chance to visit most of the schools this summer, and it's just going to be a ton of fun. So join us on IndianaSRN.org or YouTube and catch some college football.
It's the best. Nothing like college football.
Oh,
that game will be at 1:30 on the family of networks. Mount St. Joseph and Bluffton. That ought to be a good one, too. Good
yes.
conference opener.
Yes, both of them come in at 1-2 on the season so far. Both have played non-conference games, so it is the conference opener for both. And again, stay tuned to Twitter at IndianaSRN for updates on all the games we're going to be broadcasting. Social media guy does a fantastic job getting those out.
That he does. That's a combination of efforts, too, by our cameraman, Nick Lewis, sending out the social, pushing it, and you as well, Sean Crow.
A lot of it, I mean, we got to take a second to make sure and think and give our CEO and VP, Jerry Collins and Keith Myers, a lot of credit there. They're really the straw that stirs the drink, so to speak.
Right.
If I may use a Reggie Jackson reference from way back in the day. They work behind the scenes and just work their tails off to ensure that all this goes off smoothly. Even when technology doesn't want to cooperate, they get it ready to roll. And
that's right.
Allow these kids the chance to be on television.
Well, that's something that Coach Tregresser was saying to us as well, is they haven't had an SRN game, and it's so cool to be able for the kids to go back and watch and, hear us. I don't know if they wanted us to talk about them, but hear us talk about them and be able to show off their skills on television. And regardless of the count on the scoreboard, these guys have given their absolute butts off, and they're going to be set for sectional 38 time when it comes.
Oh, can you imagine having played in high school and being able to go home and pull up an app and watch yourself play?
So cool.
Can you imagine that? I mean, well, you probably could because you're young enough, but
I had a couple of those. Yeah, it was kind of new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And I think by my senior year, so that would have been 2016, that was starting to be a thing where you were able to find yourself on a platform easily. Before you had to your team had to be good enough to make it on TV or something for Comcast Sportsnet to come cover you.
yeah, from the Chicago area. 2016, greatest sports year of my life. So
solely because of the Cubs.
Well, yeah,
and the good Bears play. Wait, they weren't good.
Didn't matter. I'm a baseball guy.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, granted, the Chicago is broken up, as you know. There's some Cubs fans, some Sox fans. There's pockets of hockey fans. It is a Bears town.
Yeah.
So
they're hurting right now, but we won't have to talk about that.
Well, I mean, it's like Indianapolis. Indianapolis is 100. It can be IU, it can be Purdue, it can be Butler.
But everybody's Colts.
But everybody's a Colts fan, and everybody's. Well, I don't know if everybody's a Pacers fan, just because kids nowadays you can the information at your fingertips. Like you can be a LeBron James fan or whatever.
Yep.
But I'm not a Bulls fan, even though I grew up in Illinois. I'm a Pacers fan.
Neither am I. Yep. Are you?
Yes. I didn't really follow the NBA till I got here, and it was Reggie Miller and Dale Davis.
Yeah.
And Antonio Davis and Smith and those guys. Yeah. So I bought in.
This one booted down, trying to get into the sixth. There was Perhax.
Looked like Obermiller had the height advantage there to get the header back out, but
he sure did. Tommy Van Verken trying to push through. Under 15 minutes to go here in our match.
Great chance for these subs to get some playing time. Let the seniors celebrate and soak it in.
Looks like a few of them are already on, including Maxwell Fish, Tommy Van Verkom, we just mentioned. couple others here and there. Lafayette Central Catholic not giving an inch, though.
I'm so impressed with the ball possession skills of Guerin Catholic in the 2 games that I broadcasted them. Just suffocating and not letting the opposing team, whether it be a smaller school like LCC or a big school like Brownsburg, get any ball possession in their own offensive zone.
It is impressive to see, too, how much fun they have, too, when they do the right plays, when they have the ball in the right spot.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, good reaction time there by Caden Myers. Gets himself in a nice position.
that could
have been bad.
That could have ended poorly.
Facias, excuse me, was trying to wrestle there with Van Morken.
Nice slide tackle there.
Here's Thomas Keene. He sends that one up to Myers. Easy corral for the netminder.
Just try to put it on net and hope for a misplay.
A lot of the question going into sectional is, can LCC stay composed?
I don't feel like they've really gotten too frustrated tonight. I think they understand the quality of team that they're playing in Guerin Catholic and understanding, okay, I think that's the approach that Coach Trafficker is going to take is what can we learn from this?
Right.
What can we take not only from our end, but what can we look at from Guerin Catholic and say, what did they do that we can glean from them that we can now use? And I think that's hard sometimes for kids to understand when you get beat, you're frustrated, but like, okay, what did they do so well that we could, how can we work this into our game to maybe improve ourselves as a unit? And I think that's kind of an approach they might take.
And how do we, mentally lead each other to try to get the right attitude when we're out there? I think that's got to be part of it as well. I think soccer is probably such a mental game too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's where your seniors have to step up, really, and be the leaders in that in that area to guide the younger kids and let them know, hey, this is what we need to do. And that's one of the reasons why Guerin Catholic's so good, because they have 17 seniors.
Yeah, that leadership has to transcend. There's Keene. That one gets poked away by Billy Owens. So you mentioned the seniors, Clark Obermiller, Fabian Olivio. As this one goes across the center, there's a chance for Guerin to seal. Poked away, a nice save by Myers.
Rojas might have taken a shot there too.
I think he did. Quick stoppage. I'm going to let it roll. Just to finish up the thought about the seniors, I mean, Christian Gallo, Linvar Cardenas, Vince Macias, and Billy Owens, all these guys want to finish out their high school career on a high note. They have a really good chance to do it in this sectional.
And as a young squad coming in 6-10, going to be 6-11, getting a sectional victory, against Delphi is important. It's something to build off of for next year, even if for some reason you don't, defeat Faith Christian and or Carroll in the next game. Hey, we won a sectional game. We were 1-7 last year.
Right.
We won a sectional game this year. All right, next year
with a first-year head coach too. Yeah, next year is going to be huge.
Okay, next year we want that trophy.
Good deflection by Obermiller. Guerin trying to press. There's a spot for the winger. Good job by Weeks to poke that one away.
And Guerin's program is so good that they've got so many kids on a purple squad and a JV purple and a JV gold. And, their enrollment's not huge, but the number of kids they got in their program is tremendous. You can really build a solid, long-standing program with those kind of numbers.
Good effort from Thomas Keene to keep this one in possession. Good pass to get over the top. Appears Guerin is just trying to kill the clock here. 8.5 to go.
Ooh, I hear the marching band.
Getting ready for the big Friday night.
I love me some marching band, man.
It's the best.
Woo. Senior year of college, we lived right next to the football field. We would wake up. There was a guy across the street that would just smoke the most wonderful pipe. So we woke up with that aroma, and then the marching band practicing on the field. It was awesome. It was so good.
Just amazing.
Yes, you're like,
morning.
It's Saturday, baby.
Yeah,
Let's get some football in.
And at the time, was Southwest Baptist, what division were they?
They were Division II.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they were not in the Great Lakes Valley Conference at the time.
Got it, yeah, that was my next question.
Yeah.
The GLVC has grown like crazy. It's
Yes.
become really prolific.
Well, huge news today. Belmont joined the Missouri Valley Conference.
Really?
Yes.
For all sports except football, because they don't have it.
They don't have it, correct.
That is big news. Shot here. That one's saved.
Great save by Cameron Gunther.
Cameron Gunter, the junior, in between the sticks. He gets that one from Lafayette Central Catholic.
That's a big deal for the Missouri Valley because Belmont's made the NCAA tournament on the Ohio Valley Conference for quite a few years.
That's right.
So
Yep.
That's a good get for them.
The Valley is always somebody you have to keep in mind.
Oh, love the Valley.
Comes to the tournament.
Love the Valley. I grew up watching Bradley Braves basketball from the Valley.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. My favorite all-time basketball player. I don't know if you know him. He's from Chicago. Named Hersey Hawkins.
Yeah, I know Hersey Hawkins.
Played at Westinghouse. Came down to Bradley.
I didn't know he's from that area.
Played for the Sixers, the Supersonics. Ended with the Bulls.
It's funny. I know all those old basketball players because of NBA 2K.
Oh, nice.
My friends and I would play classics like all the time and figure out who the best guys were rated or what have you, and that's how I know all the names.
One of the greatest performances I've ever seen. Over our Christmas break, my best friend and I, his dad had his master's from Bradley, went to Caterpillar Tractor.
Got it.
We went to the game playing UC Irvine. Hersey Hawkins sat down with 9 minutes to go in the first half with 3 fouls. Did not play the rest of the first half, scored 61. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He was unbelievable.
Unreal. That's a dominating win.
Yes. I collect his cards to this day.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh.
Brief foul, a little bit of a kerfuffle, if you will.
Yeah. Rojas, he's like, wait a minute. I'm too small to be able to do that. Don't call that on me.
What are you talking about? That wasn't me.
But inside he's like, yeah, I got him.
Yeah, I did. I played aggressive. Free kick goes towards the 6. Keene. That one deflects off of teammate.
Friendly fire.
Good effort to get that one out by Nicholas Eversman.
Yes, actually, my parents, when my mother was pregnant with me, were driving around Peoria, Illinois, and drove by Bradley University, and my mom decided to change my middle name to Bradley after the university. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So I have a bond.
That obviously makes a very good impression.
Yes. The old Robertson Memorial Fieldhouse, an old airplane hangar, was the greatest place to go watch basketball.
That's cool.
Game.
That's very cool. I love that.
I mean, hey, the Fieldhouse has a new sponsor.
Oh, does it?
The Gainbridge Fieldhouse, yes.
I think I did hear that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Gainbridge, though. That's very cool. I wonder what happened in Baker's life. I'll bid, maybe.
Well, no, they decided they weren't going to go with. They were going to pull out. They weren't going to renew their agreement, and the Pacers Sports and Entertainment hadn't gotten anybody yet, so they just kept it Bankers Life until they made a transition.
Got it.
To the Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Very nice. Under 4 minutes to go here. Guerin Catholic with a goal seals the deal. And that is denied by Myers.
Oh, he tried to go to the short side.
That he did. Maybe had a little more room to the, what would be from Myers' left. And we'll get another corner kick here. That is a tight corner, by the way, at Guerin Catholic.
Yes, it is. Don't go barreling hard into that corner. You might come up with some chain marks on your chest.
Crossing pass, nobody home. Guerin pressing over the top. That one's blocked, and it finds its way to the back of the net anyway. So after the into the 38th minute, that is the game. Guerin Catholic takes it 9-0 over Lafayette Central Catholic. Sean Cole, your final thoughts for both sides heading into to their last games and then sectional play.
Again, Guerin Catholic does such a great job with ball possession, gives themselves so many opportunities. As you see right here, just an excellent job of, giving themselves opportunities in being in position and just playing in their zone all night long. Lafayette Central Catholic, they just ran into a buzzsaw tonight in Guerin Catholic. But again, there are things they can learn and grow from that as they get ready to play Delphi in their sectional. And I look forward to both these squads doing some good things in sectional. I really do.
It's going to be exciting because, Lafayette Central Catholic goes on to play Delphi, who it doesn't have the best record. And this is going to be exactly what Coach Tregresser has to say for his boys. Look, we can do this. We can go to move on and take on the winner of Carroll and Faith Christian. For Guerin Catholic, they have to play Cardinal Ritter regardless. They know exactly who they're going to play in that sectional. Move on to the sectional championship. Play the winner out of their Brebeuf and Roncalli and so forth.
Yeah, Coach Levi is going to say, you played one of the best soccer teams in this entire state of Indiana tonight. Don't hold your heads down low. This is a great squad. So we're going to learn and grow from this, and we're going to get ready to take on Delphi.
Guerin Catholic sectional includes, and we'll have all these games, by the way, Lebanon and Western Boone, Hamilton Heights and Brebeuf Jesuit. Those are the first two matchups. Then the winner of those two games will play each other, and Guerin Catholic and Cardinal Ritter will play each other. Move on to the championship. We will have all those games on IndianaSRN for sectional 26. This has been a presentation of IHSAA boys soccer. We'll also have the girls sectionals here on IndianaSRN as well, barring the request. For Jerry Collins, our producer, for Nick Lewis, our cameraman, for Sean Kroll, my broadcast partner, I'm Joey Lindstrom. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great evening and be well.